who will truly stand by you after 60? When you're young, the answer to that question might seem simple. Your family, your closest friends, the people who've been part of your life for years. But once you reach 60 and beyond, the reality often looks different. Life shifts, people get busy, priorities change, and you may suddenly realize that the support system you once counted on isn't as dependable as you thought. This video will walk you through 6 essential pillars that often prove more reliable than even family as you grow older. It's not about distancing yourself from loved ones. It's about recognizing where true, lasting stability comes from and making sure you're not left unprepared when you need support the most. When you build your life on these 6 foundational pillars, you gain something invaluable: security and independence that will carry you through whatever challenges may come. Stick with us to the end. These insights might completely reshape how you view support in your later years. And once you understand them, you'll never feel powerless, isolated, or unready again. Let's begin. Pillar 1. Your financial stability. One of the most reliable forms of support in life isn't a person. It's your financial independence. Money may not buy happiness, but it absolutely buys security, freedom, and peace of mind. And the older you get, the clearer it becomes. Depending on family for financial help is not a plan. It's a gamble. Your children have their own lives to manage, their own expenses, careers, and families to support. Even with the deepest love for you, they may not be able to step in when you need it most. Take Richard, for example. A 72-year-old man who always assumed his children would be there if he ever ran into financial trouble. He'd supported them through college, lent them money when they needed it, and was always available when they called. But when an unexpected medical crisis wiped out his savings, he reached out, only to discover that his children were already struggling with their own bills, mortgages, and responsibilities. Not because they didn't care, but because life happens. This is why financial stability is one of the most important pillars you can establish for yourself. It's not about being rich, it's about being ready. It means having an emergency plan, a consistent and reliable income stream, and a strong understanding of how to manage your money so you're not forced to depend on others just to get by. If you're in your 60s or beyond, it's time to ask yourself some key questions. Do I have enough saved to handle unexpected expenses? Is my retirement income secure? Have I taken steps to reduce financial risks that could leave me exposed? If the answer to any of those is no, the time to act is now. Learn to budget smartly, avoid unnecessary debt, invest in things that create long-term security. Because when it comes down to it, your financial well-being is the one form of support that will never leave your side, no matter what life throws your way. Pillar 2. Your physical health. There's one thing in life that no amount of love, money, or support from others can replace: your health. After 60, your body becomes either your greatest ally or your biggest obstacle. The truth is, you can have all the financial security in the world, but if your health fails, your freedom disappears. And while family may care about you, they can't exercise for you. They can't eat the right foods for you, and they can't stop the effects of aging for you. That responsibility falls entirely on you. Too many people neglect their health, assuming that when the time comes, someone will be there to take care of them. But the reality is, even if your family loves you, they have their own lives. They may not have the time, energy, or ability to be your caregiver. And depending on others to manage your well-being can leave you feeling powerless. That's why prioritizing your health now is one of the most important investments you can make for your future. Take the story of Carl, a 68-year-old man who had always been active in his younger years, but let himself go after retirement. He figured he had plenty of time to get back in shape, but before he knew it, his energy levels dropped, his mobility declined, and simple tasks became difficult. His children visited when they could, but they couldn't be there every day to help him. Eventually, he realized that if he wanted to maintain his independence, he had to take control of his health, not tomorrow, not next year, but now. You don't have to train like an athlete, but small, consistent efforts make all the difference. Move your body every day. Eat foods that fuel you instead of harm you. And take your checkups seriously. If you've been ignoring warning signs, aches that won't go away, difficulty walking, changes in energy levels, it's time to stop pushing them aside. Your future self will thank you for every healthy choice you make today. Because at the end of the day, your strongest support system isn't your children, your siblings, or your friends. It's your own ability to stay strong, active, and capable. And the more you prioritize your health now, the less you'll have to rely on anyone else later. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now, let's move forward. Pillar 3. Your social circle. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they get older is isolating themselves. Maybe it happens slowly. Friends move away, loved ones pass on, and before you know it, your social circle has become smaller than you ever imagined. The problem is, without strong friendships, loneliness creeps in. And loneliness, especially after 60, is dangerous. It doesn't just affect your emotions, it affects your health, your mental sharpness, and even your lifespan. You might assume that family will always be there to keep you company, but here's the truth. Your children have their own lives. They have careers, families, and responsibilities that keep them busy. They may love you deeply, but they can't be your only source of companionship. That's why one of the most important pillars of support is your social network. The people who check in on you, who make you laugh, who bring energy into your life. These relationships are not a luxury, they are a necessity. Look at someone like Margaret, a 73-year-old woman who always relied on her family for companionship. She had 2 sons, both of whom loved her dearly. But as the years went by, they became busy with work and raising their own children. They still called, but the daily visits and weekend gatherings grew less frequent. Margaret started to feel lonely, waiting for phone calls that didn't always come. Then she made a change. She started reconnecting with old friends, joining a community group, and even picking up new hobbies that introduced her to new people. Suddenly, her life was filled with conversations, shared laughter, and a sense of purpose. She didn't have to wait on her family to feel connected. She built that connection herself. Friendships, community groups, and even casual acquaintances give you something priceless, a sense of belonging. Whether it's a neighbor you chat with, a book club you attend, or a group at your local gym, having people in your life outside of your family creates a foundation of emotional strength. And the more connections you build now, the more support you'll have in the years to come. So ask yourself, who do you have in your life right now that brings you joy? If the answer isn't clear, it's time to expand your circle. Because at the end of the day, a strong social network isn't just about having company. It's about having people who lift you up, remind you of your worth, and make every stage of life richer. Pillar 4, your sense of purpose. One of the most overlooked sources of support in life isn't another person. It's your own sense of purpose. After 60, many people start to feel a shift. The roles that once gave life meaning, being a parent, a worker, a caregiver, start to fade. Retirement sets in, children become independent, and the pace of life slows down. And without a clear sense of direction, it's easy to start feeling invisible, unneeded, or even lost. The truth is, no matter how much your family loves you, they can't give you purpose. That's something you have to build for yourself. Having a reason to wake up in the morning, whether it's a passion, a project, or a goal, keeps your mind sharp, your emotions steady, and your life fulfilling. It's what keeps you engaged with the world instead of just watching from the sidelines. Think about someone like George, a 70-year-old retired engineer. When he left the workforce, he was excited to finally relax. But after a few months, he started feeling restless, like something was missing. His days felt empty. His kids visited occasionally, but they had their own lives. That's when he decided to take action. He started volunteering at a local school, teaching young kids how to build things. Before long, he had a new reason to get up every morning, something that made him feel valued, useful, and engaged with life. Purpose doesn't have to come from a job. It can be anything that makes you feel alive. Learning something new, mentoring others, gardening, painting, traveling, or even just setting personal goals. It's about doing things that bring you joy and keep you mentally and emotionally active. If you've been feeling like your best days are behind you, it's time to change that mindset. Your purpose isn't something that disappears as you age. It evolves, and the more you invest in finding meaning in your daily life, the less you'll need to rely on others for happiness. Because at the end of the day, the strongest support you can have isn't someone holding your hand. It's the fire inside you that keeps pushing you forward. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Pillar 5. Your emotional resilience life has a way of testing you, no matter how old you are. After 60, challenges don't stop, they just change. Friendships fade, loved ones pass on, health issues arise, and sometimes life feels lonelier than it used to. The truth is, no matter how much support you have from others, the most reliable source of strength will always come from within. Your ability to adapt, to process emotions, and to find peace in difficult moments is what keeps you moving forward, even when circumstances don't go the way you expected. Too many people rely on family to be their emotional support system, believing that their children, siblings, or extended relatives will always be there to comfort them. But the reality is, everyone has their own battles to fight. They might not always have the time or energy to be the source of emotional stability you need. That's why building emotional resilience is so important. It allows you to find strength within yourself instead of constantly seeking it from others. Take the story of Helen, a 75-year-old woman who lost her husband after 40 years of marriage. At first, she leaned on her children for emotional support. But over time, she realized that while they cared deeply, they had their own families and responsibilities to manage. She knew she couldn't expect them to fill the void she felt inside. Instead of letting grief consume her, she focused on strengthening herself emotionally. She joined a support group, started journaling, and practiced daily gratitude. Over time, she discovered something powerful. She didn't need someone else to fix her sadness. She had the strength to heal on her own. Emotional resilience isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending to be strong all the time. It's about acknowledging pain, processing it in a healthy way, and developing coping mechanisms that allow you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Having personal outlets, whether it's writing, meditation, therapy, or simply taking time for self-reflection, helps you find peace within yourself rather than relying on others to provide it. No matter what life throws at you, your ability to stand strong on your own will always be one of your most powerful sources of support. The more you build emotional resilience, the less dependent you'll feel on others to make you feel whole. Because at the end of the day, the one person who will be with you through every hardship and every triumph is you. Pillar 6. Your ability to adapt. If there's one truth about life after 60, it's this: nothing stays the same. People change, circumstances evolve, and what you once relied on may no longer be there. The key to thriving in this phase of life isn't holding on to the past. It's learning how to adapt. Those who struggle most with aging are often the ones who resist change, clinging tightly to what used to be instead of embracing what is. But those who stay flexible, open-minded, and willing to grow find joy and purpose in every new chapter. Many assume that once they reach a certain age, they're set in their ways. But that mindset can be limiting. It can close the door to new opportunities, relationships, and discoveries that could enrich your life. Being adaptable isn't just about accepting change, it's about seeking ways to evolve with it. Take Frank, a 78-year-old man who had always depended on in-person friendships to stay connected. As many of his friends moved or passed on, he felt lost and thought, "I guess this is just how it is when you get older." But instead of surrendering to loneliness, Frank decided to adapt. He learned to use video calls to connect with distant family, joined an online history group, and even made new friends. Rather than letting change isolate him, he embraced it and grew with it. The people who thrive after 60 aren't always those with the most resources or strongest networks. They are the ones who stay curious, who are willing to change, and who look for new ways to connect, grow, and live fully. When a door closes, they find another. When a relationship shifts, they seek new ways to engage. When something no longer works, they try something new. Your ability to adapt is one of the strongest pillars you can develop. It allows you to face life's uncertainties with confidence, optimism, and strength. And the more you embrace change, the less you'll fear it, because you'll realize that every stage of life brings new opportunities to grow and gain. If you've made it this far and found this message helpful, type 6 in the comments to let me know you're still here. Your support encourages me to continue creating meaningful content that matters to you. And if you haven't yet, I invite you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a new video. Final thoughts. Reaching 60 and beyond brings both wisdom and new challenges. While family will always have a special place in your life, the most reliable support doesn't come from others. It comes from the foundation you build for yourself. Your financial stability gives you the freedom to live independently. Your physical health allows you to enjoy life and maintain autonomy. Your social circle keeps you engaged and emotionally fulfilled. Your sense of purpose brings direction and meaning to each day. Your emotional resilience helps you handle life's difficulties with grace. Your ability to adapt empowers you to grow through change rather than be defeated by it. When you have these 6 pillars in place, you will never be completely alone. You won't have to beg for support, feel helpless, or wait for someone to save you, because you'll know how to stand strong on your own. Thank you for spending time with us today. I'd love to hear from you. Share one insight you gained and how you plan to apply it to your life in the comments. Your feedback inspires us and keeps this community growing. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue producing valuable content to inform and uplift you. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.